for the speedy trial. Every time I go to court, I'm mentioning my speedy trial rights. The lawyer ain't saying nothing. Now, they bring this snitch. His name is Antoine Cantrell. But they allow him to come to court and say that his name is Antoine Mouton. So this motherfucker come and he say that he been knowing me since I was, since he was a youngster, because I'm older than him. And he grew up under me, and he saw me in Las Vegas. December the matter of fact, the prosecutor say, well, let me take you back to the December the 5th footbridge meeting. So the prosecutor is the one extrapolate that data from him, but at the same time, he solicit that from him. And he, by saying, let me take you back to the December the 5th footbridge meeting. He said, yeah. And he said, he saw me and that I told him that I killed Wihtout and Cowboy over the murder of Mac Dre. Now, mind you, the mother was incarcerated from November the 28th to December the 7th. How the you anywhere December the 5th? And it took me damn near 18 years to get this.
In your declaration, sir, did you state you did not speak with Mr. Dow on December 5th, 2005, as you were in custody in Fulton County, Georgia?
Yes.
And in your declaration, did you also state that you recanted your statements that you spoke to Mr. Dow in the colder and/or winter months of 2005 or 2006?
Yes.
Did you state that you did not speak to Mr. Dow at all about any of the alleged events that you testified to at trial or that you made to law enforcement, and that all your testimony and statements were false?
Yes.
In your declaration, did you also state, specifically recanting the testimony that Mr. Dow allegedly told you that your testimony at trial, quote, I don't give a f*** about the punk mother that's telling on me? Do you remember recanting that statement?
Yes.
I do an interview with Gangster Chronicles. The podcast go viral. Motherfuckers is listening. A brother named Lateef Gray grew up under me from Fillmore. And I'm telling them how they took my lawyer, they put the lawyer on the stand to testify against me, and all of these things took place. And he like, either he crazy as a motherfucker, or this is just so bad, so he looked into it. When he looked into it, because he a prosecutor, he's internal affairs. He go into the prosecutor's database, and he sent me a government copy of Mouton's mugshot, or should I say Cantrell, sent me a mugshot of him, which he was in Fulton County, Georgia, from November the 28th to December the 7th.
There's a subset, Exhibit B, the Fulton County jail mugshot. Is that you in that photo?
Yeah.
Is that photo from when you were in custody, as I mentioned, in November and December of 2005?
Yeah.
Do you remember being arrested there?
Yeah.
Do you remember what you were arrested for?
I was with somebody that stole something from the mall.
Okay. You said you were with somebody that stole something from the mall.
Yeah.
And you were arrested in Georgia across the United States, correct?
Yeah.
So you agree there's no way you could have been in Las Vegas on December 5th, 2005, correct?
Meeting.
Could
You can answer.
I'll rephrase.
You can answer.
Correct?
Correct.
What was your name at birth, sir?
Antoine Cantrell.
Okay.
How in the am I still in jail? So let me tell you about a Brady motion. You cannot, under no circumstances, fabricate anything in that. If anything in that is fabricated or exaggerated, they'll shoot the petition down and then say it's an successive petition. You can never come back again and file anything. You lied on the record. But the prosecutor is up there lying like a professional. He said, well, I didn't mean to say December the 5th. I meant to say December 05. Oh, you didn't? Well, you said it at the evidentiary hearing August 28, 2007, and then you said it again at trial July 17, 2008. in the sequence of events unfolded in the same way that he asked the question and got the answer happened the same way from August 28, 2007 to July 17, 2008 when I went to trial.
Yes.
Mr. Chen asked you about December the 5th. I'm going to play a very quick excerpt from the video I referred to on August 28th. And
so when I want to go back to the comment about the bitch during this conversation you had with Mac Minister on December 5th, right?
Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Mr. DiGiacomo specifically referenced December 5th to you, didn't he?
Yeah.
I'm going to play now. Is that you in the video that I'm showing here?
Yeah.
The female that you later found out was dead, you saw that picture, correct?
Yes.
And you had indicated that sometime prior to that December 5th footbridge meeting.
Now, Mr. DiGiacomo just also mentioned December 5th at the trial, correct?
Yeah.
So those are two times that Mr. DiGiacomo referenced specifically December 5th, 2005. Is that correct?
Yeah.
Good afternoon, Mr. DiGiacomo.
Good afternoon.
Not used to seeing you in this position. Well, let me ask you, were you aware that Mr. Mouton was in jail in Georgia on December 5th, 2005, prior to the deposition in this case?
I would say no.
You somewhat hesitated, but did you know that?
Well, when you say no, the question is had I run an NCIC? Was that record on the NCIC? And was that NCIC turned over to the defense? The answer is yes. Did I go searching to see the dates of his booking and release? The answer is no. I didn't do any research into that particular fact.
Okay. Why not?
Well, it's not my job to do the defense attorney's investigation. I provided what I was legally required to provide. If they wanted to investigate and make some determination, one, and two, I think it's completely immaterial because the witness never gave a date as to when his conversation with Mr. Dow occurred.
You gave him the date on two occasions.
I misspoke on two occasions, that's correct.
You led him to December 5th, 2005 in the depot, correct?
I did not. I never said December 5th, 2005. I said December 5th.
2006.
I said December 5th, actually. I never said a year. I just said December 5th. I meant to say December 05 is my recollection.
But you said December 5th in the deposition, correct?
And I should have said December 05.
Okay.
You're right.
But you said December 5th. You agree with that?
Yes, because I listened to because my first reaction was obviously that's a misstatement because the witness never once told me a date. I listened to the jabs. It does sound like I say 5th and not 05.
So specifically, your question was at the deposition. I want to go back to the comment about the bitch during this conversation you had with Mac Minister on December 5th, right? So you agree that this transcript is correct, and the video, as we played in court last time, that you're not disputing the authenticity of that, correct?
I am not. I clearly said it. People misspeak all the time, Mr. DeMarco.
Okay. And then at trial, in Mr. Dow's case, you then asked Mr. Mouton again, your question was, quote, and you had indicated that sometime prior to that December 5th footbridge meeting, you had seen that victim and Mr. Dow together before, correct?
I believe that's on redirect after he repeatedly said he didn't know what date it was.
Okay, but Mr. DiGiacomo, prior to you questioning him, even at trial, after you said December 5th the first time, did you go back and look and say, gee, let me check to see where Mr. Mouton with all these criminal records are, that he was actually in jail and this physically is impossible? Did you check that?
No, because Mr. Mouton has never said once in his life that the conversation happened on December 5th.
But sure, respectfully, Mr. DiGiacomo, in front of the jury, you presented evidence. You would agree, the jury, they don't know the facts. You're eliciting evidence as a prosecutor, correct? So
that's kind of a compound question, but the witness had said multiple times before I said December 5th in front of the jury that it was the cold months, it was December of 05, it was around Christmas time, it was probably before Christmas time, but he didn't know the dates, you couldn't even tell us the month. Then on redirect, I said it again, December 5th.
But
I know that you want to say that that somehow means that the date was December 5th. It wasn't. He never once gave a date. That was a misstatement by me, Mr. DeMarco. And so I would have no reason to look up the information.
But this is the excuse that he makes. And then the judge, she hear all of this evidence, clear and convincing evidence. There's a legal term called prima facie. Prima facie. That means it can't. What I got in my petition cannot be refuted, disputed. It is actual and factual. This judge right now can release me. There's no gun, there's no DNA. Nobody said they saw Andre Dow do shit. Nobody saw Andre Dow with a gun. I'm sitting in prison for 18 years on the testimony of a paid informant. Then they tried to clean it up by saying, well, he said he saw him in the cold winter months like, around Christmas. Well, because Lateef Gray is internal affairs, he could get into that database and extrapolate the data. What did he do? He gave me an NCIC report. He's a snitch. That means he has a caretaker. He like a hoe. He check into his pimp. Bitch, where you been? Where you at? You go nowhere without communicating with me. The NCIC report showed from his caretaker that he was in San Francisco when he got out of Fulton County, Georgia, from August 28th to December the 7th. From December the 13th all the way to January 24th, he was in San Francisco. So everything that they got on the record and said was a lie. Everything that they said, everything that they did, all this is built on a straight lie. Now we get to this courtroom, right? We up in here September the 23rd. Antoine Mouton and his father. Now let me tell you about his father. His father's like the realest nigga on the planet next to me. There's only a few of us. You understand me? He one of them niggas. His dad hit my Instagram. Tell my nephew Wihtout, hey, tell Mac Minister to call me. Put the number on, put it in the direct. I call him. He said, hey man, I heard your Gangster Chronicle podcast, and I heard you were saying that my son, lied on you and got you 4 lies without. I'm like, yeah, man. He said, well, look, man, I don't know what he gonna do, but I'm gonna go holler at him. I ain't gonna even let him know I'm showing up. I'm just gonna show up, and I don't know what he gonna do, but I'm gonna go talk to him. He got a good heart, man. He ain't really that bright, man. He got the mind of a child, man. So he easily manipulated. So, if he did that, they manipulated him. I'm not making no excuses for it because there's no excuses to doing what he did and doing it to you and you spending all this time away from your family and your daughter, man. I heard you over these airways. I'm going to go see what I can, I'm going to go holler at him. The man go holler at his son. What I'm about to tell you, this is what he testified to on the stand. He said that he didn't let his son know that he was coming to Vegas. He went to go see his son, caught him off guard. He said, son, this dude Mac Minister said that you got on the stand and you lied on him, that you testified, and that he don't even know you. He said his son broke down crying for 10 minutes straight. He said he told his son, you can't do that. You got to fix that. You can't do that. He said, that's why we here today. That's what he testified to on the stand.
Vernon Mouton.
The witness who just testified before you, is he your son?
He is.
Is he your biological son?
Yes, he is.
Okay. What was Antoine's birth name?
Cantrip.
He didn't change his name legally, correct?
Not to my knowledge. Never went to court or anything like
Okay.
that.
So he just goes by
Mouton.
your name now?
Yeah.
Okay.
Were you ever made aware that he was also acting as an informant for law enforcement in other cases?
Other than this one, no.
But do you know whether he actually had an informant card as well?
He he had a card that was from an FBI agent on his possession when he was released from jail in Atlanta.
Okay.
My nephew picked him up and he showed it to him, and nephew just let me know that.
Did you, so you understood that your son was being questioned in relation to the death of Miss Larson?
Yes, basically, he said they threatened to
Okay,
use her.
you can't tell us what other people said.
Okay,
Okay.
let me ask it this way. Was he concerned that he was being investigated in relation to her death?
Yes,
Did you voluntarily appear here today, sir?
I did.
Why did you decide to appear and testify in this case?
I'm responsible for Antoine even being here. I'm his dad. And when I found out what was going on, I felt it was my duty to talk to him about it. I flew to Las Vegas to ask him face to face if he lied on this guy. And I asked him, he just broke down crying for 10 minutes. And then he told me, yeah, he did lie. I feel like it's my duty. It's my son. I brought him here. And nobody else is going to guide him to do the right thing. So that's what I did. I suggested that he tell the truth.
Did you pressure him?
No,
Did I pressure you?
no,
Did Mr. Dow pressure you?
no.
Did anyone sitting here in this court today pressure you or your son, to your knowledge, to come in and testify?
No, sir.
You're just here because you believe it's the right thing to do.
Precisely.
Okay.
You flew to see your son to talk about this case, is that right?
To ask him if he lied on the guy or not.
What inspired you or made you want to ask your son if he had lied?
Well, I saw stories on the internet about it, and it was weighing heavy on my heart. I was losing sleep, and I wanted to get to the bottom of it because there's a man doing life in prison because of the actions of my son, and I brought him into this world. So I felt it was my duty to make him to go to him and have him tell the truth. I did some research and found out who the attorney was.
So you were the one who brought him to Mrs. Markle's
I brought
office.
him there, yes.
And then you said that you weren't present when the affidavit was filled out?
I waited outside. I don't know what happened. I didn't really want to know, so I told him going in there and talk to the lawyer, tell him what happened.
You said you didn't really want to know, but the whole reason that you went to Las Vegas was because you wanted to know, right?
I wanted to know if he lied. He told me he lied. Anything beyond that, I didn't need to really know. All I know is you need to tell the truth, whatever the truth is.
And so you brought him to Mr. DeMarco's office.
I did indeed.
Clear, sir, I haven't offered you any benefits or promises in relation to your testimony here today. Is that right?
No, not at all.
Okay. I didn't even issue you a subpoena. Is that right?
No.
Because you, again, wanted to come to court voluntarily.
See justice.
Okay. And did you pressure your son to come to court?
No.
Was he even served with a subpoena to come to court?
No, he wasn't.
Okay.
His son, Wihtout, testified. Wihtout say that they squeezed him. The FBI, he said they put me in the room. It was the FBI, San Francisco, Las Vegas Metro, Fairfield, Vallejo, all these different agencies talking to me. I don't remember everybody, but it was just a bunch of different agencies. And you know, they was pulling out pictures, you know, and I was just agreeing because, you know, I was trying to hurry up and get this. This is on the video on my Instagram.
You were initially approached by law enforcement after the death of Miss Danae Larson, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
It was Fairfield homicide or whatever. It came to see me. They was talking something about Danae and kind of like painted their own story and put their own picture together and kind of like squeezed me in it for whatever reason. I never knew.
You said they squeezed you into their story?
Yeah, they came and was asking me questions about her and where I been and where I came from because I traveled on Greyhound, I guess using one of my real names that linked back to me, and they knew that I was in Vegas. From there, I was bouncing around, and they kept coming back, showing me pictures of her, and then they finally came back and told me the whole little story and told me they needed me to come to Las Vegas.
Did you believe that the police in California were attempting to somehow think you were involved in Miss Larson's death?
I didn't figure out what it was really all about until Las Vegas. But the whole time in California, they kind of like misled me and was making me think it was something else. I really didn't even know what I was involved in yet.
Your testimony today, I just want to be clear, is you feel that you were misled by the law enforcement in California as well, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I look at it was, like I said, it was something that was on my to-do list, man. I wanted to get it out the way. I needed help locating a lawyer that could help me. Some of my family came to town. They brought me to a lawyer's office, man, that could help me out with my situation, man. I made my statement or whatever. Wanted to take everything back that I did back, you know what I'm saying, in my prior case, and just get it out the way and get it off my chest. I felt like it was the right thing to do, so I decided to get it out the way.
This is not me making this up, folks. He said they put him in the room and they squeezed him. He said, I don't know him. I never see him. The only thing I know about Mac Minister is that he's been on a bunch of albums. Other than that, I don't know him. This was the testimony. Now, what the else do I need to go to not be in prison right now?
What's up? This is Cam Capone. We got more content like this coming soon, so hit that like button, subscribe, and stay locked in to Cam Capone News.